Hello, everyone. So we have another guest on our Vartalaap today, and that is Mrinalini. She is happens to be my senior in school. We have a long way back. We go back quite long, and it is always a pleasure to get back to somebody who has studied with you in the same school, because I think that's one of the best memories we'll always share. So welcome, Mrinalini. Thank you so much for giving us this time and accepting to talk to us. Always sharing your story is not something that is easy and not very upcoming like the way you agreed. I mean, I have to tell this. I just had to call her. And I said, will you please give us an interview? You know, I've heard something like this. I really want to talk. I really want to share your story to everybody. All she had to do was in a blink of an eye, she said, absolutely fine. And that's the most wonderful thing I've heard from anybody till date. So thanks again, Mirnalini. So if you can just give us, a quick introduction of yours, it'll be really nice.
Okay. Sure. Well, hi everyone. My name is Sheena Mrinalini. As Harika said, I am her senior. Yeah, it's always good to go back to know people that who have been your juniors though. About a little bit about me. I started working at a quite young age. As soon as I finished my graduation, I started working. So I come with almost 12 years of corporate experience. I took a break for 3 years, had a lot of things to deal with. You can say it was a break that I wanted. And now I'm just back to work again. Right now I am a trainer with 24/7. Apart from training, which is one of my passions that I have, I also love baking.
Oh, no.
And yeah, so this credit again goes to my daughter because she kind of pushes me to make things that she likes. So I do have a small home baking business from home where I named it after my daughter. That's called Beryl Bakes.
Lovely.
So I right now have few orders up and down. I don't do it too constant, but I do have for repeat clients. I have been a single mom for quite some time. You can say, I think my daughter is 10 now. So
wow.
Yeah, from 9 years or more.
Wow.
9.5 years.
Long time.
Yeah, it's pretty long, I can say. It was difficult in the beginning, but later you become stronger in life. Yeah, that's about a little bit about me, I can say.
Amazing. Yeah. Wow, 9 years. So starting up, Mrinalini, I think most importantly, what was your own mental acceptance? Something emotionally and mentally, how did you accept it that this is it? I'm going to be a single mom for the rest of my life. I might not have the support that I've always wanted to. And what are the adjustments? I know this is going to be a very long list of things that you might have to tell us, but I think most importantly, how did you, adjust it emotionally, mentally, psychologically within you that now a battle's going to be all alone? So how did you do that?
When I first came to know the rejection and when things slowly started falling apart, it was really not easy for me. I actually went into a depression, which again, depression back then, again, if you look at 10, 12 years ago, we never had anybody to talk to about depression.
Yeah.
Women had to go through their own depression by themselves. So I didn't know what was happening. I was in total, I was still not able to digest the fact that this has happened to me. Because I did everything by the book, whatever they told me to do, I did it. I don't know where I went wrong. for the beginning, I felt that I was at fault.
Oh.
And then almost a year it took for me to come out. I guess I had an amazing support system. That is my parents and my brother and my sisters, cousins, all these people. So they were all there for me.
Yeah.
People say that, it's always you need to listen to so many things. You need to do this, you need to do yoga, this. But believe me, the motivation you get is from yourself.
Absolutely.
No one in the world will help you.
Beautifully said.
They might just say, come back and say, things will fall in place. Yeah, simple. They just say it, but you really don't know what the other person is going through.
Absolutely.
So it took a year for me to actually come into my senses. Then I said, you know what? I'm a woman. I'm an educated woman. Why do I have to depend on a guy for anything? Why can't I take care of myself? So that confidence had to come from me. That self-confidence had to come from me. I think most of it comes when you look at your kid's face. When I looked at my daughter, I said, see, my life is over. Her life is just starting.
Yeah.
I can't lose the battle over this. I said, you know what? Chuck it. I don't need it. I can manage and I will manage. So I took a very strong, firm decision that, you know what? I don't need it. And that's when I started working, because I took a break of 3 years because of my daughter. 2 years I took a break. And then I started getting back to work. A lot of rejections again because of the 2-year break.
Yeah.
Because you're a woman, people don't care.
Oh my God, yes.
Even though you have kids, they don't care. So I had a lot of rejection. I fell down, but I said, you know what? I kept saying to myself, okay, something is good, better is going to happen. And believe me, it's really hard to say that to yourself when everything's going the opposite way in life. Yeah. So it is always good to talk, to have at least your people of your age you can talk to. Previously we were not that open to our parents. Our generation,
right?
Because we were more worried if we start talking to them, they might feel that, okay, fine, why did we get? They'll start feeling sorry. So we didn't talk. But now, slowly I had to come out of it by myself. So it was very difficult, but here I am, confident than ever. That's the only thing I can say.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot, So in your opinion, society in general, or maybe something in particular, are they kind to single mothers, or it's?
I had the most challenges when I was a single mom. I mean, of course, I'm still the same, and believe me, that's the best feeling ever you can get in life. I have no regrets for that. But people look at you and say, "Ayyo." They look at your kid and say, so sad. Beginning, I had a lot of problem with that. Everywhere I went, people will ask me, "Hey, where is your Mangal Sutra? Where is your husband?" Whenever people ask, where is my husband? Simple, I don't know. I don't know where he is. It's not my problem anymore. So you have people like that. But now society is open. It's open and they are ready to accept that, okay, fine, she's a single mom. So, when they know if it's a single mom, they know she's a tough nut. And they're very careful with that. Right now, yes, society is more, accepting single mothers than before. So I could say that in that way, it was difficult in the beginning for me, but later, things are a little better now. From the last 5 years, things have been a little better, I can say.
So, while I do understand that single mothers in general have a lot of pressure, irrespective of what sort of pressure, any pressure everywhere from every side of this life, could be pressure from your parents that maybe you should consider marrying again, for the sake of your child, and maybe
Yeah.
somewhere you would feel that maybe I should get a little more financially stable. Maybe if I would have a helping hand, it'll be really nice.
Yeah.
From society in general, from people around in general, who would say, "Okay, it's okay, no, at least for your child, why can't you sacrifice all that?" So
Yeah.
these kind of pressures, put in a lot of, I don't know, the trauma that you have gone through. I can't even imagine. I mean, even when I'm asking that question, I can completely cringe with, every possible adjective that, okay, I'm sure you must have gone through all this. So how did you deal with those kind of pressures from all sides of life?
When my daughter was, I think she was just, I think she was, we got separated after she was 7 months.
Oh gosh.
He just disappeared out of the blue, and just lost in touch, try contact, all that nonsense happened. Then I slowly, when the pressure, people said, okay, fine, as you said, there are two sides. One side, why don't you go back again to him? I'm like, why should I? He left me and went. And there's the other side saying, okay, fine, she's still small. Why don't you think of getting married? I said, ek bar kiya, why do I do it again? What guarantee is there? See, I'm being very, I was not a very realistic and very, straightforward. I was very sensitive when I was growing up. But I guess situation teaches you to become a tough nut. And I said, see, back then I was only one woman, and I got, if someone approached me, I am one woman. But now I have a package with me. That's my daughter. Will that person be able to accept, or will she be able to accept?
Correct.
That's not going to work.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's not going to work. See, my priority is not me. Or will she be able to accept him? Like, she's small, think of it. I said, no. If she's small or if she grows older also, no. That's it. That's fine. I'm happy this way. So yes, everywhere I went, people, I guess people love to look into other people's life and try to give suggestions.
Oh, yes.
Some in a very good way, some in a very pinching way where it will hurt you. It did push me off. It did make me feel like a loser at times. But I said, you know what? These are just dogs barking.
Yes, absolutely right.
These are just dogs barking. They just come and go for a moment. They make me feel weak. I'm not weak. I'm much better than them. So that's how I kept saying to myself. And I said, you know what? Chuck it. I don't need any of this nonsense in life. I know what I'm supposed to do. That is my priority, is my daughter. Nothing else as of now. So yeah, a lot of things went, but I can say I surpassed everything and I'm here.
That's lovely. So what are the kind of conversations you had to have with your daughter, more importantly?
I can say I'm very grateful to be blessed with such an understanding daughter. For a 10-year-old, she is way more understanding. And when this all happened, I think she was about 5. Okay. I mean, when she started understanding the whole thing. Yeah. So I told her, I mean, she saw me and him arguing many times. She didn't like it. And one day she asked me, Mommy, why does Nana fight? But till date, I've always given her that picture saying, no, he is busy. He was not here, so he's busy with work. But I've never given anything bad about him till date. Kids understand a person through their heart.
Yeah.
They don't even have to look at, what it is. What's in the heart, the kid can understand. So I think it was self-explanatory for her. But and then when the divorce thing was happening, I did tell her, maybe I don't think it's gonna work, me and dad. So what do you think? Will you be okay with only me? She's like, yeah, we've been like this all their life. So I'm a single parent's daughter. So I'm cool with it.
That's very sweet. God bless her. God bless her.
So this kind of attitude kind of pushes me, you know. It kind of pushes me and give you that extra boost at times. But she was ready to accept it, and she's able to, you know, do things by herself. And she knows that okay, her mom is a single parent, so she's like, it's okay, I'm fine with it. And if someone asks, where's your dad? Tell my dad doesn't stay with us. My parents are divorced. And it's like something it does not, I feel, you know, somewhere in the back of my mind, I feel that it might affect her. It is affecting, but she's not talking about it. So sometimes I ask her, do you miss? She says, Ma, he's never been with me. Yeah, practically he's never been with her. And he doesn't talk to me. So why would I miss him? So I'm like, okay, maybe I should not ask this question. Oh.
Wow. That's lovely. That's lovely to have in a so mature. And for her age, she's definitely way mature than many other kids.
Way mature. That's scary at times.
Sorry. With this kind of, all of that has probably, I can say all of that has happened. Like, I don't want to call it as a baggage really, but all of this that has happened must have in some way affected you and your daughter. So do you kind of find the urge to protect her all the time, like from the society, from...
Oh, yes.
Do you like keep shielding her? I know, right? Whatever I did, but it might really affect her. So,
yeah, I am very overprotective at times, and she kind of hates it. She hates it. My only worry is that I don't want her to get hurt. That is what I feel. You know, as a mother who's seen a lot of things in life, we really don't want our kids to go back to that again. So I'm like, you know, I was way overprotective in such a way that I did not let her go anywhere to anybody's house without me. So, and then I realized that I'm getting too possessive, which is not right, because the moment I do that, we don't understand as mothers, we are trying to protect our kids, but we do not understand that we are making our kids lose confidence.
Confidence, correct.
The confident level of our kids go down. We never realized that. And then when I slowly understood that, I'm like, okay, slowly let go. I just let go, but I'm still, you know, at a very far pace. I just still look at, okay, what's happening? There is some adult supervision going on if she goes out. So, yeah, so that is what I do. But yeah, you tend to, you know, I guess that's a mother's instinct, you know, no one can stop that, because you're like, okay, I went through this crap. I don't want her to even go near it, you know, and that's why you become like, you know, you try to put a shell around them and you're like, no, it's not going to. But well, that is so wrong. As mothers, that is so wrong that we do. But yeah, I realized it a little early, thank God for that.
Yeah,
so, yeah, she's very independent as such. Again, I'm very grateful for that. She's very independent. She's on her own. Everything she does things on her own. So yeah.
Lovely. So who was your most strong ally or a strong support system? I said that your entire family was with you. So who was that? I know you probably can't say one person who was behind me, who was with me like a rock, but who was your rock during these tough times?
My dad.
That's
my parents. My parents and my brothers and, you know, my family, immediate family, all of them were always there for me. They stood by me all the time. But my dad was one person who used to push me, I can say. I'm a daddy's girl.
Ah, yes.
So we shared a very different bond, me and dad. We used to fight, we used to become friends again. But when I went through this, he only told me one thing. He said, you know, you're stronger. You you have no idea how strong you are. But you need to be strong, at least for your daughter's sake. Right? You need to pull forward for her. You can prove, you don't have to prove it to anybody. You have to prove it for yourself that you are stronger than before. So that kind of pushed me. And I used to get really upset. I used to come home and say especially when you go to family functions, people used to say something or the other. So I used to get upset. I used to come home and say, that is what they said. I'm feeling bad. He said, let go, leave it. You're from one here, leave it. Doesn't make any difference. So yeah, my dad was my support, strongest person who always told me how strong I was. I never realized I was strong. I thought I will, when people came to know that this happened to me, they thought I will break down. They thought I will break down. I'm going to get into depression. Sheena is going to do something to herself. Everybody had their own perspective about me. But then I realized I am stronger than before. So yeah, my support system, my parents, my family, immediate family, my sisters, cousins, all of them like stood there. My brother was again my strongest support too. So all of them stood there and said, you know what, we are there for you. So that made a lot of difference. So I don't know. I mean, nowadays, previously, no, we did not have that support system. For single women, we never had support system. If a woman is saying, okay, fine, divorce is happening, they blame the woman, saying, you must have made something wrong. Even though if it's a guy's mistake, they still say, you must have messed up something. But nowadays, if a woman says, I want to get a divorce, and immediately the family is there to stand by them. So that kind of a support system is what is very important for a single. Yeah.
That's lovely. That's lovely. So during this course of time, did you have you taken therapy or counseling? None? Oh my God, that is amazing. So you are indeed very strong. I think I agree with what you said. Having that beautiful, support system itself in a big way is a very big strength. And sometimes, most of the times when, a situation like this, you don't have any other choice but to be strong, but to get up, but to just fight everything and just move everything out of your mind and just concentrate on what you have to do. Yeah, so.
You become more determined and you become more headstrong and you have no idea where that courage comes in, but it comes and you're ready to take risks. In a simple language, you're ready to kick. So, anybody who comes your way, that is what a single, when you get that confidence, that those things come in, it's like an automatic, you get switched on to that mode as such. But yeah. I never went to therapy. I managed. I guess I'm grateful for my parents, I can say.
Yeah. So how important do you think is, while I know that it is probably a very easy question, say yes or no to it, but how important is financial stability, especially coming or being a single mother? Because I'm sure education of the children and their future, because at the end of the day, it's all about the children's future that we keep thinking. So yeah. So how important and how stressful was that for you to have that financial backup?
Very much. When you have a single mother, you have double of everything. You are supposed to take care of double of everything. You need to take care of education, not only the education, you need to take care of the clothing, the food, everything. Apart from that, you have these miscellaneous kachas, all these things. So again, it was the most difficult phase of life. I lost my job a couple of years ago. 3 years I was out of work. So I did a lot of freelancing back then. Financial stability was basically on the rocks.
Oh gosh.
But I don't know, I guess it was a miracle. I can say it's a miracle in my life that whenever, I'm a Christian and I believe in God. So whenever I prayed and then I said, okay, I need this money for her, some way or the other money pops up. So that has been a miracle, I can say. But, being very practical and realistic about financial status as such. According to me, this is the advice I give to all my sisters who are, who are still ready to get married and who are already married. You need to have a job of your own.
Absolutely.
No matter how much your husband earns, or no matter if you have anything assets, that's a different story. But you need to have a job of your own so that you don't depend on somebody.
Correct.
This is what I keep telling everybody. The same thing is that you need to be self-sufficient. And being a single mother, you need to be self-sufficient for two. Yeah, so it's not easy, but again, it's not difficult to. If you're ready to go ahead and take a big responsibility, because your daughter is your responsibility, your kids are your responsibility, then nothing else will matter for you. You take up the challenge and you go ahead and do it. So yeah, you must have a backup system as such. It doesn't mean backup system doesn't mean that you need a guy in life for a single woman. I'm just saying, again, it's my perspective.
Yeah.
You earn, that's your backup system.
Great.
So,
yeah. How was your, the way maybe your friends, your age group, same age group folks, how would they, either reactive or, sympathetic, or were they judgmental immediately? How important are friends in your life and the role that they played during all this?
The first thing that I told my friends that, okay, I'm getting into a divorce. The first thing they said, are you sure? I said, yeah. Did you consider counseling? So basically, the only reason they have is that, okay, you have a daughter. It's not a son, it's a daughter. Yeah, that's a very bad perspective they have about people. You have a daughter, why don't you think of, reconsidering? I said, why? I mean, if there is a daughter or a boy, why should I reconsider when things don't work? But people said a lot of things. People said, you are a little headstrong. I said, I have become headstrong. I was not headstrong. You're a little headstrong. Maybe you should, come down a bit, take 2 steps down. I said, that's not going to work. I'm not going to take any steps down, any more steps, because I've already done too much. That went for quite some time. And then slowly, my school friends were very supportive the moment I told them that, okay, this is what it is. Then I said, okay, happy to hear. As long as you're happy, it shouldn't matter. This is what everybody said to me. So that felt nice that, people of your age who are able to, understand and say, okay, fine, you're making a good decision.
Right.
So it took a while for some of them to accept it. They started becoming judgmental, as you said. They started, saying that what went wrong. Why didn't you work it out? Everybody loves giving gyan as such.
Yeah.
They think their life, that's how people are. They think their lives are perfect. And I don't know what they think, but this is what a lot of them said, work it out. You have a kid. You can't manage on your own. I said, why? Why not? So yeah, it was nice. But again, I had really good, we have a school friends group. And that's where I posted, I guess, one day with a very heavy heart. I said, okay, this is what is happening. Everybody were like shocked, And then people said, as long as you're happy and as long as, you're okay with it, we're happy to, we're always there for you. So they've always been there, whenever I had some issues, we used to talk, we still talk sometimes, but yeah. So friends did make a lot of role in my life, both negative and positive, I can say. Yeah, so that was
That's
good.
lovely. So, what sort of emotional struggle or maybe emotional impact that your child had? At any point of time? Maybe now she's completely understood what the picture is all about, but earlier, did you feel that she was emotionally maybe affected or impacted by this?
Oh yes. When she was growing up, I think before 6 years, she was 5, 6 years, I guess. She was still a kid. She was still growing up. So I used to notice this a lot, many times. See, any kid is always wants to look up for a father figure in his life, in her life. And I was the daddy's girl. A lot of my sisters were married, they had kids, kids were of her age. So she saw that kind of a father-daughter bond that they had. And the moment that they, my sister's husband holds the daughter, you could see the change in her face. It was very difficult for me because it was so heartbreaking to see that look on that face saying, and then the moment you look on that face, you start feeling that, oh, did I do a mistake? Did I do something wrong? It's a child, for God's sake. That it's not her fault that he has messed up, that we have messed up. It's not the child's fault. We don't realize that. And it used to literally kill me inside so badly. And then as soon as something used to happen, I used to go and hug her and say, baby, I'm here for you. So I just used to go and hug her and say, okay, baby, I'm here for you. And then it took a while for her to understand that. But the moment she understands now presently, she's different. But back then it was very difficult to see her because her friends used to ask, where is your dad?
Oh,
Where's dad? She never used to have answers for that back then. She used to say, no, my dad's not here. It was the only thing she used to say. But now again, things have changed. Someone asked, where's your dad? Well, there's no dad. It's only me and mom. This is the confidence she says. It's only me and mom. I don't have a dad. My mom is a single parent. She's a single mom. So, and she says it with so much of pride in it.
wow. Touch wood. I hope she stays like that forever.
and it makes me feel so proud about myself. That, oh wow, I'm actually doing something good in life.
Absolutely, please. You've surpassed a lot of, broke a lot of barriers. I think I must say that you've broken so many barriers and have done exceedingly well in raising a beautiful child like her. God bless you. So I think I can keep talking to you the way you're talking, but I guess, what is the kind of support that you got from your office? I mean, your employer, was there specifically some benefits that you had from your employer, or, maybe sometimes if they would give some sort of financial support or a medical support, maybe giving you a better insurance plan or something like that, anything like that.
The only support that I had from, I think when I was working with Amazon, I worked there for 4 years. And during the 4 years, that is when we started our proceeding. Of course, right now it's still in the, I'm legally not divorced yet, but I've been, so right now the case is in the High Court. So I've been living like a single parent all my life. So it's not making much of a difference right now. So I still call myself as a single parent because I've not seen him forever, even though he's here. So I have no idea. But yeah, I started working in Amazon. I think in 2014. That's when I started getting back to work. After a year, that is when we filed for the whole proceeding happening. I had the most amazing team members, amazing managers who used to give me leaves whenever I used to go for these court hearings. So court hearings used to happen in the morning. So I used to tell them, okay, this is what the court hearing is. This is the date. They sometimes used to give me leaves. If I asked them a full day leave, they used to give me without any hesitation.
That's lovely.
I got them. They only asked me, do you have a paper? I showed them the papers. And just one day before, I used to tell them, so and so date I'm going. Sure, just apply. Immediately, as soon as I apply, they used to give me leaves. So that way, they have been a very good support system for me in Amazon. Amazon was an amazing place, had a very good support system during my divorce, I can say. Yeah. And good, I can say that place had really good people. Not only, in terms of leaves, you could just walk up to people and, people would listen to you. And, try and say, don't worry. Sometimes you just want to hear those words saying, okay, you know what, Sheena, don't worry. Things are going to fall in place. Just don't lose hope. Those are the words that you want to hear from people. And those are the words I was able to hear from people over there. Like, don't worry, Sheena. It's just a phase that you're going through. I'm sure you're going to rock it. And later I come to know, I left after 4 years, and after 4 years on my birthday, which was like, my heart, I can say I was surprised. A lot of people messaged me and said, Sheena, happy birthday. You have inspired so many people. I said, what? When did I inspire anybody? You are a very strong woman that we have known. Can't believe you're going through a lot, but I'm sure you're going to kick that person for sure. You're going to come out in flying colors, and you've been such an inspiration to us. So those kind of things, you actually feel that, wow, I actually inspired somebody. So yeah, so it felt nice when people come back and said that to me. Only in Amazon, of course, because that's where everything was happening. So yeah, Amazon has played a very big role in my life when I was dealing with the divorce and being there as a support system for me there too. So yeah, you can say thank you, Amazon.
That's sweet. So I think we've almost come to the end of all this. So the last question I wanted to ask is, what are the 3 things or 3 tips, or tips is a very wrong word to use, but 3 suggestions that you would like to give single parents out there, irrespective of what state they're in and what stage of single parenthood they're in?
Remember that you don't have to prove anything to anybody. That's first thing that we should understand. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. The only person you need to prove is yourself, because you have a greater responsibility than anything else, right? Self-motivation is what is important. People say, okay, join this, join that. Yes, that is something called, yourself. But you need to motivate. No one in this world will motivate you except yourself. That's my take again. Because, see, I'll give you a simple example. I see all these inspiration videos that we are that. That's my take. I'm just giving you my take. I see the inspiration videos, then happens, you get inspired, and that inspiration stays only for a couple of hours. And then reality kicks in, right? So I say self-motivation is what is required. The last one I say is self-love and me time.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful.
This is what we all forget as women, especially when it's a single parent. We kind of forget about ourselves because our priority changes. Our priority becomes everything for us. So self-love is what I was so busy in doing things for my daughter that I forgot about myself. So I slowly started taking things for myself recently, I can say. Just recently. I started taking things for myself, self-love, self-appreciation. Don't look at other people and say, oh, I wish I was like that. Well, God has made you beautiful the way you are. So you don't have to prove it to anybody. So take out your time for yourself. Have at least like a 10, 20 minutes or 30 minutes or max 1 hour for yourself. You just want to watch a movie or just have a cup of tea, go on top, terrace, whatever you wanted to do. Just you alone. That makes a lot of difference. You might get all weird thoughts, whatever thoughts those are, but just you alone, quiet. That's your time.
Lovely.
These are things that you'll have to keep in mind. And believe me, things will be, you will have ups and downs. That's part of life, but things will get a little easy. And that's what I can say.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Mrinalini. I mean,
Oh,
I don't know. I feel so good talking to you.
You're welcome.
You will become a beautiful motivational speaker, and I'm sure I'm going to make one of you for sure.
Always happy to help you. You can reach out to me anytime, no problem.
Because you know what I have seen from all walks of life, from the way people are, and from what I'm trying to recently understand, is a lot of them don't understand the concept of motivating your own self.
Yeah, never happens.
Sometimes most of them, they wait for an external push. They wait for something to happen, something so dramatic, something so phenomenal that they shake up and, wake up.
Wake up, yeah, sure.
But all of that comes from if you are being aware of yourself and if you're able to accept it, acceptance and, getting over the denial mode. That's when I think everything falls into place.
That's very important.
Yeah. Thank you
the more
so
you
much.
deny yourself.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Please go ahead. Yeah.
I said the more you deny yourself, the more, you don't get to have peace in life.
Correct. I mean, denial is the biggest problem.
Accept it, live with it, and the moment you accept it, you'll have a peaceful life. That is what I have seen in my life. So, yeah.
Great. Thank you so much for your time. Really sweet of you to do it on a weekday. I'm sure you're busy, but we will surely keep getting back to you for some amazing stuff.
Sure, definitely. Always happy to help you anytime.
Thank you so much, Mrinalini. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.